Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to the Ron Nobles Show. I'm Ron Nobles. I'm a local teacher and stand-up comic, and I can't tell you how happy I am to have my own show. All right, now let's jump into our first segment. This one's called What's Happening, and I'm going to bring out my co-host for this one. He's a fellow stand-up comic and one of my very close friends, Johnny Figaro. We're going to take you on a comedic tour of what's happening in the world today. We also have our special guest host, Frank Favia. You'll get to know him a little better in the next segment. For right now, he's going to be our studio audience. He gets to decide which joke deserves what, as Johnny and I tell you. All right, and ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for him, my famous co-host, Johnny Figaro.
All right. Thanks, Ron. In our top story, should I do the news voice? Don't. I'm not going to do that. What's up, Ron? In our top story today, a cab driver by the name of Sinan Mohammed is hoping to set a Guinness World Record by driving to 75 countries. He recently stopped in Long Island. After driving to 75 countries, it's believed Sinan might smell bad enough to be an actual New York City cab driver.
I like it. I got to tell you, some of my students that come to me right after phys ed, I think a few of those could be New York City cab drivers as well. All right, well, New York City, I don't know if you saw this in the news, Johnny, officially passed congestion pricing. So basically what this means is anyone who drives below 60th Street is not going to have to pay a $15 toll. And, to me, that seems like a lot of money. Like, if you had to drive there every single day for work, that would cost you in a hurry. But, of course, most of the people that are driving down there from Westchester south of 60th Street, they're probably just going to their job in Wall Street, So I think they'd be okay, right? I think they'll be fine. They can handle that. Although on second thought, as a teacher here, maybe it wouldn't be that bad to let them keep a little of that money so they could give us a little raise.
Yeah, that's what you need, Ron. Raise and summers off. All right.
Rockland County, I don't know if you saw this, they're actually suing New York City Transit Authority over congestion pricing. Now that one makes a little more sense, right? I bet those people from Rockland County aren't driving to Wall Street.
Okay, next story. Scarsdale native Paul Heyman, known to wrestling fans as Paul E. Dangerously, was recently inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Heyman was inducted on April 5th, but those close to Heyman say he was disappointed to find out that the WWE Hall of Fame is fake.
Boy, that's tough.
I gotta laugh.
I don't know if you were around for this, Johnny. Did you see the solar eclipse?
I did.
Yeah, the solar eclipse just came through New York State. But upstate New York, they got the total solar eclipse, which is, pretty impressive from what I've heard. And I was here for the solar eclipse, and I didn't notice much, We almost got nothing, basically, down here. So I'm pretty sure that's making it one of the first times that the people in New York City were jealous of the people in upstate New York.
Ron, better watch your back in Buffalo when you go visit your family. I know that.
That's a good point.
Ron's a Buffalo guy. Next story. Airbnb owners have been banned from using indoor cameras when asked about what effect the ban has had. One Airbnb owner said that he's had to go back to watching his guests shower, quote, the old-fashioned way. Whatever that means. I don't know. All right.
I'm not touching that one, Johnny. I'm not touching that one. I don't know if you saw this. A Take 5 top prize winning ticket. So from what I understand, that's a lot of money. It was actually just sold at the Larchmont Mini Mart right over here in Larchmont, New York. The winner was quoted as saying it came in just in time. He almost had to buy the lower model Tesla. So that was a close one.
A real riches to riches story. Okay, next up, let's see. A new study by Pet Lab has found that New York's favorite dog breed is the Golden Retriever. However, that same study found that guys over 50 who live alone and listen to Slayer still prefer pet snakes.
Johnny, your place is looking good. I like that.
That's not my snake.
Oh, my fault. All right, Johnny, finish us off. What's the last one you got?
I got the last one. Let's see. Last story. Extremely high concentrations of fecal coliform were found in Mount Vernon's stormwater system. The bacteria typically found in human or animal feces was discovered to be coming from neighboring Bronxville, and the people of Mount Vernon were not happy. They say they're tired of their well-to-do Bronxville neighbors acting like their fecal coliform don't stink.
Very good, Johnny. Very good.
Back to you, Ron.
Thank you. All right, good stuff, Johnny, you and your fecal chloroform. All right, so yeah, we're going to bring out our first guest here. You might know him as the studio audience button pusher, but he's also a New York City stand-up comedian. He's Westchester born and raised.
That's right.
And actually still a current resident.
Still? White Plains.
Yep, and this guy, he tours all over the country, and he has a brand new album out called Kid Alcoholic. It's hilarious. I've listened to it many times. Ladies and gentlemen, the extremely funny Frank Favia.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you. Nice to be here. Yeah, man, I'm excited. My album, Kid Alcoholic, came out in December, and now it's streaming everywhere, on Spotify. It's on iTunes. I got to put it on YouTube still. And it's been on Sirius Radio as well, so I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was, I have a brand new Ford Bronco, and it came with free Sirius. That's the only reason I have it, because, I'm cheap. But I heard one of your jokes come on the other day, so I was super excited. So that's awesome. So, so Frank brought us today just a 5-minute clip of him doing stand-up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Frank Favia.
People who first meet me tell me that I have like an ambiguous look. Like a lot of people try to guess my nationality. I'm Italian. I know it looks like I could like make my own hummus, but I don't. Well, yeah, no, Italian. Got the big Italian family. I have this Italian uncle, very stereotypical New York Italian. He's in his 60s, and he still wears the Adidas tracksuits. Yeah, he does. I got to be honest. I don't know what he's warming up for, because... What are you doing? He's like, I gotta get loose for the chicken parm, But he does this other thing a lot of Italians do, because they think they're like, what they say is very important. So he always like pulls me aside to like whisper things to me, but it's never anything worth whispering, ever. Like, I'll give you an example. He was at my new apartment, and he's looking around, and he's like, hey, I noticed you got some new house plants. I'm like, yeah, I got them a few weeks ago. He's like, I got a little secret. He's like, come here. He's like, don't tell anybody, all right? Come on. He's like, give those plants a little bit of water, right? It's like a little bit of sun, those things will grow. Oh, good. Good thing you told me. It's the plant cycle, I learned that when I was in like kindergarten, Sun, water, they grow. I get it. It's so weird. It's like the FBI's not listening. You don't have to listen. Nobody cares. But then, so fast forward a few months after that, he was at my parents' house for dinner, and he met the girl that I was dating at the time, and he did the same thing. Called me over. He's like, Frankie. He's like, I met the new girl. I'm like, oh, what's up? Like, what do you think? He's like, I think she's great. I just got to tell you a little something. Come here. I'm like, what's up? He's like, make sure you treat her right. I know, man. That's the plan. You don't have to say that, But then he walked like 10 feet across the room, and he's like, by the way, you banging her yet? I'm like, why would you yell that out? Gotta flip that. What are you doing? I was talking about before trying to be healthy. I feel like it all starts with the grocery shop. It always starts with that ambitious Sunday grocery shop, right? You're like, this is the week. Big turnaround, right? Love it. I love the grocery store. I just don't like the pressure when you're like checking out to donate to the charity at the end. Right? I just always feel like such a jerk when I say no. And it's always something that makes you feel bad. They just be like, sir, would you like to donate $1 to the Puppies Without Paws Foundation? It's like, I got my hummus. I'm all set, man. I'm good. Yes! Crazy week. Sabra's on sale 2 for $5. You got to take advantage. I'm mentioning hummus a lot in this set. I understand. They just look at you weird when you don't donate, right? They're like, sir, these puppies, they have no paws. And they're just sliding around. You don't seem to care. I was like, I love puppies, just not today, You ever give them that BS line? You're like, I donated last week. Yeah. The guy's looking, he's like, you've never donated. I work all the time, you've never donated. Have you guys ever not donated and then asked for cash back? Have you ever done that? That's the worst. You've done that. That is the worst. Right? You're like, hey, can I get like $100 back? What's it for? It's for the scratch-off tickets on the way out. Yeah. Sorry about the puppies. You know.
Wow, man, that was so good. I've seen so many of your jokes. Just a little background. Frank and I have been friends for, man, over 10 years now, right?
10. Yeah.
When did we first meet?
I think it was maybe like 2013. Might have been like 11 years, man.
Yep. So we both came up at the Comic Strip Live, right?
Comic Strip Live, man. That's where we first met. That's where our whole crew actually met, and it was just funny, man, because I know like when we we all had to pass an audition, and as you did as well. And the legendary Richie Tinkin, is that how you say his name?
I believe so.
I don't want to butcher it. But
That's all right, he won't know.
Well, man, he passed away, so Ron is being a jerk. But no, oh man, not happy with that one. But just a funny story with Richie. I remember like you're super nervous, like my first audition, so they give you like 5 minutes, as you know, and you don't know if you pass. I got off stage. The set went really well. And I got off, and I remember he came up to me and talked to me, and Richie had a very raspy voice, and he's like, hey, good stuff. I'm like, oh, thanks. And I'm waiting to hear, did I pass or did I not? Right. And he goes, it's good, yeah, funny, yeah. And he goes, it's good to be likable up there. I'm like, yeah, gotta be likable. And I'm like waiting, and and then he goes, and this guy, keep in mind, he managed, Eddie Murphy, I think Adam Sandler for a bit, or whatever. So, and he's like, yeah, Adam Sandler, he was likable too. It's important. And just walked away. And I didn't know. He like went into his office. So I emailed, DF Sweedler after the show, and I'm like, hey, did I pass? And then like a couple hours later, he's like, oh yeah, you passed. I'm like, oh, is that what that means?
If Richie gives you any compliment, I think that means
I didn't know him well, so I didn't know what to expect. I'm like a new comic waiting, and I'm like, oh, did I make it? So yeah, he passed me for for late night shows, and that's how we all met each other. And it was kind of cool because when you first start doing comedy, you don't really know where it's gonna go. You don't really have a crew. So it's kind of like high school. Like we all start to find this is like a good crew. It's almost like the Comic Strip is like our alma mater. So that's where we came up.
And it was such a cool place to first start. And we've got so many good friends. Like almost all of our friends kind of came up through
pretty much
Strip.
Crew.
Our crew that we kind of came up with in any case. And so I had a similar story with Richie because I got passed for late night and then passed for pro spots by Richie himself. And all he did was just walk up to me one night during late night. So I'm just like a 5-minute set at late night. And he just walks up to me out of the blue and just goes, hey, Ken, start emailing your avals.
Oh, so you're like, I made it? All
yeah,
right,
but
cool.
like, no, like you did really good or you're really funny.
You got more than me.
That's all he said. Just start emailing your avals. So I kind of did a similar thing where I messaged you. I'm like, does this mean I'm like bad? Yeah, why else would he want you to email your avals?
He's like, send in your avals. We want to have you as a busboy. He's like, we need you. No. But that's great, though. At least you got more than I did, man. But yeah, we have a good crew from there. And you know how it is coming up. Like we basically learned how to write a joke. Because when you're a new comic, you have no idea what you're doing. You're like funny with your friends, and you're just like, let me try it out. And then you bomb miserably. And then you're like, oh, you have to write.
Yeah, I think that's always funny. Like, I'd run into so many people like, oh, I'm so funny in real life. Like, I could do this. And it's always like, all right, well, then you should go do it. Right? Because people don't know how hard it is to actually get on stage and have prepared material and be ready to go.
That is so true. Like, I have my family, too. And, like, you get, like, some of the, like, the males in my family a little jealous, like, stand up. Like, they wanted to do it. And, like, I always wanted to do it. Like, you still can.
Yeah, just
like,
go do it.
There's nothing. I'm not stopping you. I don't have a monopoly on this.
You think you're funny, let's see what you got.
Yeah, just get out
and then, I don't know about you, too. Like, the other thing that I, like, kind of bugs me a little as a comic is if I'm somewhere like meeting people, you know, at a party or something, and then that'll come up. I try to not ever naturally bring up that I'm a stand-up comic, but if it does come up, like you'll get like, well, geez, you're not funny.
Yeah, that's what.
And it's like I'm not on stage right now.
I know. You know? What am I supposed to be doing? No, it's so true. It was funny because when you first came up, like you couldn't wait to tell people you did stand-up.
Right.
Not so you. I mean, every comic. Right. And then now, like after doing it for a while, I'm almost like 12 years already. I'm like, I don't want to tell anybody I'm a comic.
Yeah, I want to keep this.
Because like the conversation is going to be so weird.
And it's always annoying. Like, I got something funny for you. Like all of a sudden people are running terrible bits by you or telling you, you should use this.
Right.
I was like, no, I shouldn't. I
shouldn't. No, I don't want, exactly. Yeah, that is, and it's always, every time somebody's like excited to tell you a joke, it's always, especially like my family, they're like, oh, I got a great story for you, my job. And I'm like,
you're just rolling your eyes, right?
You're just like, the jokes I'm going to make about you, you're not going to like.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's not going to be like this great stuff.
You're not going to come to me about a joke I'm going to tell about you because it's not going to be good.
Exactly. It's going to be something like that you're embarrassed of or like something that's going bad. Yeah, it's like, exactly.
I'm totally with you. So I love the title of your your album.
Thank you.
Kid Alcoholic. I mean, who wouldn't? You know, especially as a professional educator. I just think it's really nice.
Yeah. Boy, do I regret naming it that.
But there actually is a reason behind this.
Yes. Yeah, there is. So, and I have a joke about it in the album, and it's a true story. When I was like 11 years old, I was like one in the middle school. My mom like literally like sat me down, and she's like, you know, we have a lot of alcoholism in the family, and she's like, you know, I'm a recovering alcoholic. So she's like, by genetics, she's like, you're an alcoholic. Like literally at that point, I've never drank a day in my life.
Well, I would hope not. You were
right. I was only 11. So I was like, sorry, you know, in the joke I talk about how like, you know, mess with my identity and stuff. So that's why I was like, let me go with that, because that's just such like a. I just remember that moment being like so weird, and I'm just like, all right, let me try it. And I thought it was like kind of a catchy kind of thing. Like people are kind of confused by it, so. I was like, oh, well, it's too late now. I can't change it. So that's the name of the album.
I think it's very catchy, and I think it catches your attention, like makes you think, well, what is this?
Right.
And I love the album cover, too, which is great.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's just me as a kid. It's actually not me as a kid. This kid was much skinnier.
That's what you wish you looked like.
Yeah, this kid's real thin.
And now you get to rewrite history any way you want, right?
Exactly. It's my cover, yeah. But I forgot who said it. I think it was Mark, friend Mark Gerber. He was like, you're the only person I know that is not on their actual album cover. I'm like, that's a good point.
Yeah, just like a cartoon version of you as a
kid.
kid.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon version of me just like holding up a drink. But I never did drink at 11, just so you know.
Yeah, well, he's made up for it here later in his life. Trust me. Oh,
yeah. Fellow educator too. But
that's right. He's also just kidding.
But not in Westchester, so it's fine.
Oh, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not teaching any of your kids. It's totally fine.
I don't teach you. All right, awesome, man. So, what do you got coming up? Like, what is it? Where can we see you?
I actually got. So I'm horrible with self promotion, but on Instagram I always post at frank.favia. That's I have the dot in there to hide from my students because I'm a teacher by day as well. So, I'm actually, next show I have is in Hartford Friday night. I know nothing else about it, but it'll be on Instagram. I'll post it on my story, you know, and then just been around, man. Been doing a lot in like Connecticut, basically like the tri-state area. And then I have, actually got a show with our buddy Eric Newman out in Toronto, which I'm excited about.
Yeah, that'll be
Never been to Toronto. I heard it's a great city, great for comedy. I heard there's a lot of Italians there, so I'm excited.
That's your people.
Those are my people. Yeah. So, looking forward to it, man. But yeah, the summer, I mean, as you know, as a teacher, it's nice because we have time off to like actually, you know, really do stand-up.
Yeah, get out there and tours.
Which is nice. You know, it's tough during the school year sometimes, especially if you're traveling, if you're flying somewhere. So looking forward to the summer and just kind of hitting the road and just getting out there, man.
Yeah, same with me, man.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks
That's
for having
Frank
me.
Favia. Please check him out. Please check out his album, Kid Alcoholic.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Frank.
This was great. Thanks, Ron.
All right, our next guest is a local legend. He's lived, taught, and coached in Mamaroneck for pretty much your entire life, right? He has 3 New York State titles as a baseball coach and 1 New York State title as a hockey coach, and combined 12 sectional titles in both the sports. This is his 43rd year teaching in Mamaroneck. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mike Chaparelli.
Thank you.
So thanks for coming out, Coach Chap.
No problem.
So how's everything going for you right now?
Doing pretty well. We're just finishing up the baseball season and looking forward to the real season, which will be the playoffs starting next Saturday.
All right. You think you got a good shot this year in the playoffs?
We have a good shot.
All right. Awesome. So between baseball and hockey, which I know you've coached other things as well throughout the years, but those are your kind of your big boys, if you will. How many seasons do you think you've coached altogether?
I've been coaching here for 45 years. But ice hockey, I think I've been the head coach for 37, and baseball, I think I've been the head coach for 39, or maybe this is my 40th.
So wow, you got sneaking out almost 100 seasons all combined, perhaps, right?
Yeah, between all my sports, I've coached 135 teams.
Oh, you had that number ready. Impressive. All right, how many pro athletes do you have out of that 135?
I actually have 6 baseball players have gone to the pros, and I've had 2 ice hockey players.
Which is an impressive number for Westchester County, I would say, right?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
I mean, all those athletes, it's not the best percentage, you know, so it's a good thing you didn't become like a hostage negotiator or something like that.
True.
But actually, very impressive. So your baseball players that like went pro, they're playing like in what highest levels, I guess?
We've had 6 kids make the minor leagues. No one's made the majors. When I was the assistant coach for Ken Demas, Scott Leas made the Twins and actually had a home run off Glavin, a Hall of Fame pitcher, to win a World Series game. So we were pretty happy he did that.
That's got to be
Way to
pretty
go, Scotty.
impressive. Yeah, be able to watch your old athletes do something like that's got to be so awesome.
It was pretty good.
All right, so this is your 43rd year teaching, is that correct?
Well, I've actually been teaching 45, but I had 3 or 4 years at the French American School.
Oh, okay.
So I get credit for that one.
So you're out there. All right, so you got a ton of years in. And now the rumor is, and I don't want to, be the guy who, says news before it's supposed to be announced here, but there's a rumor that this may be the last year you're thinking of retiring.
Yeah, it's my last year teaching at the American schools, but I'm going to continue as a coach. And it was a business decision. I mean, just secure the pension, make sure my wife is taken care of if something should ever happen to me. So,
all right. Well, congratulations, man, on an awesome career.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to do a little bit of math here. You might know this number, right? So if you've got 47 years teaching and 180 days of school each year, that's somewhere around, 9,000, maybe 10,000 days?
Never even thought of it.
In the classroom. So my question was, in all those days, how many of those days do you think you were wearing shorts?
I haven't worn pants since 1984.
I love that. I haven't worn pants since 1984. And no matter the temperature or the weather outside, right?
Doesn't matter. I still shovel in shorts.
You still shovel here.
5-6 hours in shoveling.
I like that.
But I'm moving, so more.
I mean, that's impressive. That might be more impressive than all the championships you won, to be honest with you.
Championships were really harder.
How do you know that 1984 was the last time you wore pants?
Because I was actually working at Murray. I guess that was my first year, and the heat there was so hot. I had these really fancy Adidas sweatsuits, pants and tops, and I was dying. So I took the sweatpants off. I started wearing shorts, and I went and bought bike shorts, which ran out of business. Stopped making them 18 years ago.
I heard rumors about
But
this.
I did buy 45 pairs, and I'm down to my last 7 or 8 pairs I'm down to. But
that was probably part of the reason you knew it was time to retire, right? Like, hey, the bike short,
I'm running out of them.
we're running out of them. Might be time to call it quits.
And a lot of coaches and teachers still complain that bikes should have kept making those things.
Yeah. Well, I got to tell you, growing up in Buffalo, I'm jealous of both the championships and the fact that you wear shorts that many days. That's pretty impressive. But anyways, Coach Chap, I want to thank you for coming out here and hanging out with us today. And in all seriousness, congratulations on an amazing career. I do have a little parting gift for you today, so I want to go grab it. I just thought this was a perfect parting gift to give to you. These right here are pants.
Oh,
all right,
jeez.
but I don't want you to get too nervous because, look, right here they have zippers on them. You know what I'm saying?
No way.
So the minute you think you need to get back to your shorts, you can just zip those babies right
Oh,
off and
that's
give them a
perfect.
shot. So there's
you
our
so
parting
much.
gift to you, Coach Chap,
Perfect.
on an amazing career, both
That's
coaching and
awesome.
teaching, although you're going to continue coaching.
Yes.
So, and then the other thing about Coach Chap is if you want to come out and see him and say hello, you're still working at
Largemont Tavern on Sunday nights.
Largemont.
Come in, you want to chat? I'm there. We can talk about sports, your kids, education.
Cold legs, anything you want?
Anything. We can do that too. I wear shorts there too. Don't worry.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for coming out, Coach Chap, and
No problem.
congrats on an awesome career.
Thank you so much. It's been a great time, and 45 years went really quick, and all the kids that I had relationships with, it's been awesome and heartwarming for everything I've done in my career. So it was great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you to everybody at Mamaroneck and all the kids.
All right, our final guests of the night are both Westchester County residents and teachers in Westchester County, and they're super accomplished musicians on top of that. Together, they make up the amazing band Pluck and Rail. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Andrew Sussman and George Greer.
Thank you, Mr. Nobles.
There they are, and don't they look good?
We look gorgeous, especially with the close-up, please.
After a day of work,
Right there.
sure we do.
After a day of teaching middle school, this is what you want to see.
I agree.
You taught middle school for a long
I
time.
did. I miss those kids.
You couldn't say it with a straight face, and you're a comedian. You couldn't even say it with a straight face.
So you guys are, both teachers by day, as we talked a little bit, but
yes.
you're also touring musicians, right?
Yes,
you're playing
we
all
are.
over the place.
We are.
So
We do.
how are you guys balancing all of this?
It's tough, right? I mean, I think we have families. You have a family, right?
I do.
Okay.
They occasionally text me.
They text you. What do they text you for?
It's like Apple Cash.
Yeah, just for money.
Just for money. Yeah,
It's important.
It's a
This
problem.
world,
It's a
yeah.
problem. The text is, if you get a text, it's a problem. It's right. It's not.
Yeah, because I tour around also as a comic, but I'm just writing jokes myself. Half the time I'm sitting around with a girl I'm dating or my girlfriend at the time, and I'm half ignoring her because I'm busy writing a joke. But you guys actually have to like rehearse and get together and right. So I mean that must take up a ton of your time as well, right?
It's usually like the Friday after school playing, and then we just play shows. We play a lot of shows. We probably do like anywhere from like at least 10 shows a year. Not like if we didn't have jobs, we could be touring 100 shows a year. But
right.
like it's kind of hard to go to Texas.
Yeah.
Texas on a Wednesday night when you have to teach at 8 a.m.
Now, so Andy is a strings teacher, so that works well for you, right? You could even bring your instrument right into class and pretend like you're teach the kids some things while you're kind of also rehearsing. But George, you're a science teacher, right?
I am, yes. It's true.
So is that a little harder to mix the music into the lesson, or do you got a little like DNA is done? I don't know.
I never went down the sing about science route. I think
the Happy
they
Days
might be
episode with
giants.
Potsy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they might be giants.
They might be giants.
They're
They're
not
that down pretty well.
Oh yeah,
so.
all right. So you're not a big.
But
fan.
I have a corner of a banjo and a guitar, a keyboard for the kids to.
So they all know you're a musician and that you're into it, and
some do. The ones that pay attention.
Yeah, right.
The ones that look in that corner of the room. Yeah. We'd love everybody to go to Spotify or our YouTube channel, and listen to what we play. And then tell us what
all right,
they
there
think
you go.
it's
People can send you
categorized
in
as,
what you're.
and then send it to Ron's DMs.
And we'll decide what your style is.
Yeah.
So what is how do we find you guys online?
Pluck and Rail. You're right, at all the different things. We are on Facebook, all the nonsense.
Instagram, YouTube.
The gram. No TikTok yet, though.
Well, what are you guys waiting
Soon.
for? A couple of young guys like you? I thought
I didn't know the dance I was supposed to do for 5 seconds.
Well, that's
We're working it out.
The first video. Once you have that done, then you can put up whatever you want.
And George is a little nervous about wearing a belly shirt.
Oh, I've seen him in
Oh no, I'm
a
not.
belly shirt. I think I have a hard time believing that. All right, so you guys, thank you so much for coming out. Now, so Pluck and Rail is going to play a quick song for us. And what's your next show's coming up?
Yeah, can we plug a couple shows? We're playing June 2nd up in Purdy's, New York. Purdy's is actually a town in Westchester, believe it or not, near Golden's Bridge. If you want to check us out at pluckandrail.com and all the other places, you can see the info about that. And
Long Island Bluegrass Festival.
We're playing They're playing a big show, playing Long Island Bluegrass Festival, August 15th, Saturday.
All right, and you guys have another album coming out soon, right?
We're recording this. Yeah, we're recording this. It's called I Don't Know.
Okay, I don't know.
But we have 2 out, and they're on Spotify, Apple Music,
all that, YouTube, the whole 9
all the
yards.
streaming places.
All right, awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Ron, man. Love you, bro. 1, 2, 3. Huh.
Coffee, water, whiskey, baby. Coffee, water, whiskey, girl. Coffee, water, whiskey, dead and gone. Y'all gonna miss me, honey. Sugar, baby, now. Get up, little girl, you slept too late, honey. Come on, little girl, you slept too late now. Come on, little girl, you slept too late. Heaven's door, the devil's gate, baby. Sugar, honey, now. Cool clear water, drink it on in, honey. Cool clear water, drink it on in, girl. Cool clear water, drink it on in. Wash away the state I'm in, honey. Sugar baby, now. I like whiskey, you like gin, baby. I like whiskey, you take gin, girl. I like whiskey, you like gin. We'll dance around, strum, sing, honey. Sugar baby, now. I'll hit 5, you hold 1, honey. I'll hit 5, you hold
Coffee and water, whiskey, girl. Coffee and water, whiskey, dead and gone. Y'all gonna miss me, honey. Sugar baby, baby. Sugar honey, come on. Sugar baby now.